Violent fighting in Sudan after a short humanitarian gap. The ongoing conflict in Sudan has intensified once again, as fierce fighting resumed shortly after a brief humanitarian pause. Reports from the region indicate that the situation is rapidly deteriorating, with heavy casualties and displacement of civilians. The conflict in Sudan dates back to 2011 when the South Sudanese voted overwhelmingly for independence, leading to the creation of a new country. Since then, the region has been plagued by a series of conflicts, with the most recent outbreak of violence beginning in December 2020. Despite international efforts to broker a ceasefire, the fighting has continued to escalate, with both sides blaming each other for the ongoing violence. The Sudanese government has accused the rebels of attacking civilians and government forces, while the rebels claim that they are fighting for the rights of marginalized communities. The situation reached a boiling point on Thursday when the government announced a brief humanitarian pause to allow aid workers to deliver essential supplies to the conflict-affected areas. However, the pause was short-lived, as both sides resumed fighting shortly after the announcement. Reports from the region indicate that the situation is rapidly deteriorating, with heavy casualties on both sides. The Sudanese government has confirmed that at least 50 soldiers were killed in the fighting, while the rebels claim that they have inflicted significant losses on government forces. The conflict has also resulted in the displacement of thousands of civilians, who have been forced to flee their homes in search of safety. Many of these people are now living in makeshift camps, where they are facing severe food and water shortages. The United Nations has expressed deep concern over the situation, calling for an immediate ceasefire and the protection of civilians. In a statement released on Friday, the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres condemned the violence and called on all parties to respect international law and protect civilians. The international community has also called for a political solution to the conflict, with many countries urging the Sudanese government and the rebels to engage in dialogue to resolve their differences. The African Union, in particular, has been actively involved in the peace process, with its officials meeting with both sides to encourage them to reach a ceasefire. Despite these efforts, however, the situation in Sudan remains volatile, with no end to the conflict in sight. The fighting has not only claimed countless lives but has also disrupted essential services such as healthcare and education, leaving millions of people vulnerable and exposed. As the conflict in Sudan continues to escalate, it is clear that urgent action is needed to address the humanitarian crisis in the region. The international community must redouble its efforts to bring an end to the violence and ensure that essential aid reaches those who need it the most. Only through a concerted and sustained effort can we hope to bring peace and stability to this troubled region. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more international affairs videos.